So, good evening, everyone. I am Engine Cadet Castillote, together with Engine Cadet Carion, Engine Cadet Canadalia, and Engine Cadet Canoy. We are going to present the reporting. So, this reporting is called the Feedwater System and Steam Service Tank. Next slide. What is the difference between steam flow and feedwater flow? First, the feedwater flow measures the total feedwater into the boiler, but the steam flow meter measures only the water converted to steam. You won't get a measurement of the blood run used to remove unwanted chemicals from the ground. Next slide. What is the importance of a feedwater system in a steam plant? By supplying needed feedwater, the release of oxygen is easier to attain and without the use of so many chemicals. Placing the tanks on returning boiler feedwater will allow for the oxygen to be more efficiently released in the generator than at lower temps. Next, purpose of the boiler feedwater system. Boiler feedwater, consisting of fresh water plus returned condensate, is heated in the generator to saturation temperature corresponding to the steam pressure. The purpose is to scrub out and carry out dissolved gases, especially oxygen. Next, what is feedwater system? Feedwater system is typically receive water from condensate return units or directly from the system steam traps. Make-up water is introduced to the boiler system through a level control in the feedwater tank. The feedwater tank is also where treatment chemicals are normally added. What is the difference between steam and water? Because its gaseous state, steam has looser molecules as opposed to water. Aside from its molecules being loose, it also moves faster. This is definitive of its characteristic as a gaseous state of matter. If steam is heated, its molecule even travel a lot faster than usual. So the next reporter is Engine Cadet Cannon.
Feedwater system typically receive water from condensate, return units of directly from the system stem traps. Make-up water is introduced to the boiler system through a level control in a feedwater tank. The feedwater tank is also where treatment chemical are normal added. In smaller system, condensate is collected directly in the feedwater tank, eliminating the need for a separate condensate return unit. Multiple high pressure pumps along with a control panel and aluminum clad insulation. We offer many configuration for your feedwater system. This one shows multiple high pressure pumps along with control panel and aluminum clad insulation. When selecting a feedwater system, it is important to understand what options are available and to select options that are important to your plant operation. Some of these options are stem water. Heat the feedwater, driving out oxygen, allowing the treatment chemical to mix and work more effectively, reducing the amount of chemical required. Chemical injection well. Evenly distribute the treatment chemicals throughout the tank. Sight glass provides the operator with a visual indication of tank level and water condition. Temperature gauge give the operator the ability to troubleshoot system problem and determine proper stem heater operation. Insulation. Depending on the system, the feed water tank temperature can exact 200 degrees. Insulation protects personnel and prevent unnecessary heat loss to the atmosphere. This simple horizontal tank with a pair of low pressure turbine type pump or a low pressure steam boiler. Feed, feed water. A vertical style tank system complete with vertical stack
And
type
that
of
will
centrifugal pump
I
for high pressure feed
I
water into a process
think that
boiler.
Carrion.
This
Uh,
system is
it's
configured for an outdoor installation.
our presentation.
The next reporter is Cadet Canadalia.
So we talk about the boiler fuel oil supply system. So next is what is boiler fuel oil system? The fuel oil service system is designed to deliver fuel oil to the boiler at the temperatures and pressures suitable for the satisfactory combustion. The system basically consists of seating tanks, suction and discharge strainer pumps, heater coil, seven valve to properly meters, fuel, and other assisted hardware. So next is what is the function of the fuel oil system? Fuel oil transfer system. This is system receive and store fuel and delivers it to settling tanks. Fuel oil are loaded through the file connection that have simple connection provided to permit the fuel to be sampled as it is taken abroad. Each of O is loaded in storage tank filled with heating coils. Next is what are the three types of boiler fuel? The primary boiler fuel are coal, oil and gas in, involve the simplest control since they can be measured easily and flow in regulated by a control valve in fuel line. So next is summary of below marine boiler details info page. Requirements from various boiler types, water tube boiler and more. The tube boiler employed for high pressure, high temperature, high capacity steam application, e.g. providing steam from main propulsion turbines or cargo pumps, turbines, fire tube boiler and used for auxiliary propulsion purpose to provide smaller quantities of lower pressure steam or diesel engine power ship. Fire tube boilers, working principle and operational produce a procedure. The fire tube boiler is usually chosen for low pressure steam production on vessel requiring steam for auxiliary purpose. Operation is as simple and feed water of medium quality may be the employed. The name tank boiler is sometimes used from fire tube boilers because of their large water capacity. The term smoke tube and donkey boiler is also used exhaust gas boiler and economizer working procedure to use of exhaust gas from diesel main propulsion engines to generate steam is mean of heat energy recovery and improve plant efficiency. The auxiliary steam installation provide and modern diesel powered tankers usually use an exhaust gas heat exchanger at the base of the funnel on one of perhaps two water tube boilers. The use of boilers mounting water tube boilers because of the similar water contains in relation to their steam raising capacity requires cent- centering additional mountings, automatic feed water regulator fitted in the feed line prior to the main check valve. This is device is essential to ensure the correct water level in the boiler during all loaded condition. Boiler with a high evaporation rate will use a multi-element feed water control. The next presenter is Carion.
Purity of boiler fed water. Most pure water will contain some dissolved salts which come out of solution on boiling. This salt can then adhere to heat surface and scale, reduce heat transfer, which can result in local overheating and failure to the tubes. Other salt remains in solution and may produce acids which attack the metal or of the boiler. An excess alkaline salt in a boiler together with the effects of operating stresses will produce a condition known as caustic cracking. This is actual cracking of the metal which may lead to serious failure. The steam to the steam generator. Working principle of operation procedure. Steam to steam generator produce low pressure saturated steam for domestic and other service. They are used in conjunction with water tube boilers to provide a secondary steam circuit which avoids a possible contamination of the primary circuit feed water. The arrangement will be horizontal or vertical with coils within the shell which heat the feed water. How to control combustion in marine boiler. This the essential requirement for control system is to correctly proportion the quantities of air fuel being burned. This ensures complete combustions, a minimum of excess air and acceptable exhaust gases. The control system must therefore measure the flow rates of fuel oil and in order to correctly regulate their proportions. Safe boiler operation. Preparation and raising steam, all boilers and furnace of combustion chamber where fuel is burned to release its energy. Air is supplied to boiler furnace to enable combustion of the fuel to take place. A large surface of area between a combustion chamber and water enables the energy of combustion in a form of heat to be transferred to the water. Fuel oil burning process. Various design burners, marine burners burn residual low-grade fuels. This fuel is stored in double-bottom tanks, from which it is done by a transfer pump to setting tanks. And a boiler arrangement, combustion process supply of air. Combustion is a burning of fuel in air in order to release heat energy. For complete and efficient combustion to correct quantities of a fuel and air must be supplied to furnace and ignited. About 4 times of as much air as fuel is required to complete combustions. Ordinary spring-loaded safety valve are improved high lift safety valve or a marine boiler. Safety valves are fitted in a pairs, usually on a single valve chest. Each valve must be able to release all the steam boiler can produce without the pressure rising by more than 10% over a set period. Correct working level of marine boilers. Use of a water level gauge gauges. A water level gauge provides a visible indication of the water level boiler in the region of correct working level. How to maintain water level in a marine boiler. A modern high temperature water tube boiler holds a small quantity of water, produces large quantities of steam. Very careful control of the drum water level is therefore necessary. The reaction of the steam and water in a drum are complicated and require a control system based on a number. And this is the end of our topic. And, and my name is Engine Cadet Carion, and my fellow groupmates are Engine Cadet Canadalia and Castellote and Canoy. We will thank you. Thank you.
Goods na?